Well, I finished the recap except for a few in the audio circuit in this area. That's the speaker output. What I really want to focus on is the image quality is still crummy. I have to have the contrast turned up all the way. So started tracing out, checking resistors in the IF stages. We have 3 6AG5s for the 3 stages, 1, 2, 3. Those tubes are good. I found one resistor that should be 1K. It's about 2.5K. I have not changed it yet. And I kept checking. I wanted to find the video amp tube. I knew it was a 6SN7. I thought, since the detector is right underneath the CRT, that it'd be this guy over here. But no. It turns out it's inside the high voltage box. In fact, there's a bunch of tubes inside the high voltage box. So there's a damper tube, our horizontal output tube, our high voltage rectifier. We got 4 other tubes in here. That's the video amp. And I believe that's the sync separator amp. That, I think, is a horizontal oscillator, and that's used for an AFC circuit. And we got a power resistor in here. So, how about I check these? I could see them being really roasted, since somebody would be less inclined to get inside here to test them. So maybe that's all the problem is. We just got some weak tubes hiding. Well, this is crazy. I was about to start recording and say we have no sound, but now we have sound. So it seems that the original 6S8 is bad. However, I can't say for sure because my Hickok 600 doesn't seem to be testing them properly. This is the tube that has a triode and then 3 diodes in it. The triode tests good in this and the tube that's in it right now, but all 3 diodes, I get absolutely nothing. So I dug out a new old stock Westinghouse and threw it in there, and now we have something. I gotta put this tube back in, because when I did that a moment ago, I got absolutely nothing. Alright, so to catch you up, I finished recapping the audio section, and I replaced a 1K resistor that was measuring about 2.7K that provides, I believe, AGC voltage to one of the video IF stages. There's a whole bunch of 1K resistors. See, like that guy right there, and R31, and so on. And that's really common for these early sets to have a cascade of 1K resistors between the IF stages to provide biasing. That seemed to help with the gain. And also there was a 6AU6 that should have been a 6BA6, and replacing that seems to have helped too. So let me hook up a signal source so you can see what I'm talking about, and hopefully hear what I'm talking about now. Damn, check this out. So this is going to my VG91, which is turned up all the way. I just get close to this and we're getting sound. So we went from absolutely no sound, absolutely nothing, to crazy good sound. I better turn the volume down on this. So I think we're at the point where we can pop in the original CRT and check it out, because there's not much more I can do. I'll show you, I had one other thought that I still might investigate just because. Wow, we have some really bad interference there. Huh. Now there is supposed to be a shield over this tube. I'm curious, will installing that help out that much? Because, yeah, that is pretty sensitive there. Damn, that's... woo. So as far as the video gain, it does seem to be considerably better now, to where I don't have the contrast all the way up to see something. But it still seems a little weird, though, in that it's kind of washed out. So this is the brightness I'm manipulating now, and if I turn it up, It's supposed to be a grid pattern, and obviously we have shading in here. Let's try the Windows circle. Yeah, it's inverted. I didn't realize those things were quite that bad because I couldn't quite tell with the grid pattern. But yeah, the video is like, not like, it is completely inverted. That's bizarre. So maybe I'm not quite done yet. So as you go through the stages with the triodes, every stage flip-flops the gain. It seems like we have the opposite polarity of where we should be. It also has a DC restoration, which confuses the picture a little bit, but how weird is that? But first, let's worry about that second. Let's get the shield back on this guy and see if that helps with all that background noise. Installing that shield did help a bit, also surprisingly. If I do that, the buzz goes away completely. Alright, so now what to do about the inverted video. So maybe I'm putting in too strong a signal, so let's try to drop that down a bit. No. And if I turn the contrast down, go through the full range, doesn't make any difference. Down with the brightness, it just fades away. I'm going to try it with a converter box just to see what happens. Let's try some other test patterns too. So yeah, back to the crosshatch. So yeah, not so good, not so good. Weird. Man. Okay, a couple things. One, this set came with, or supposed to have 6 AG5s for the video IF. I recently acquired a couple hundred new old stock 6 BC5 tubes, which are, as far as I know, an excellent substitute. A little bit newer tube. I've substituted them before, and that's what's in there right now. And the video is not too bad, except for some really bad interference, which I can mitigate to some extent with the fine-tuning. However, if I put 6 AG5s in there, I got nothing. So there's something weird going on. And as far as that inversion situation, if I turn the contrast down, yeah, it does get inverted. But with it higher up, it's alright. It's alright. And the brightness control works as it should. But we have no sound. So I'm going to switch back to that, and we have to see if we have sound with that. Now, how could I have sound with that and not sound with this converter box? Well, converter boxes aren't all created equal. Sometimes they're off a little bit, and being off a little bit can have a dramatic effect on really early TVs. So I'm going to play more musical chairs with swapping tubes around and go back and forth with the signal sources and see if I can sort this out. But hey, it's nice to see actual video on the CRT for the first time. Messed up though it is. I think I know part of what's going on. My converter box is putting out channel 4. Sorry, channel 3. If I put my test pattern generator on channel 3, I also get no sound. But if I go to channel 4 and change this to channel 4, we do get sound. So maybe it's as simple as I need to tweak the channel slug for channel 4, or switch, or channel 3 I mean, or switch that box to being on channel 4. Alright, I'll keep plugging away at it. Huh. Man, I gotta get a little screwdriver. Yeah, this should do the trick. It is possible these slugs are not held in all that well.
Plans.com. See for yourself. Don't wait.
I'm using a metal screwdriver right now, which obviously affects things when it comes in contact with the circuit. Ha ha ha.
Certainty matters.
We got it.
We got it. Promo gear to wow clients and inspire
fantastic.
Check out 4imprint.com. 4imprint for certain.
What a weird set.
You're not brooding.
So notice we have no video again, although we have sound. Split carrier set. So why do we have no video? So I put the original 6AG5s back in. Notice this. This guy's not lighting up. There it goes. That's why I was having part of my troubles, and maybe even the inverted video, is that that tube is not making good contact. Now there is some interference, but remember I'm using alligator clips right now to feed a signal in. If I put my hands on those leads, manipulate them, it's having a dramatic effect on the interference. So I think once we get a solid, clean connection going through, that'll be fine. I think we're done. I'm so happy with that sound quality. It's fantastic. Here it is with the full-size 10 BP4 installed, and I gotta say, this set performs really, really well. For all of its goofiness, they seem to have known what they were doing.
Power's gone. The air supply's been cut off. But
Now let's get back to the back, which, as I mentioned in an earlier installment, is extremely well made. Very detailed. Nice joinery. Nice cut-out holes here for the controls. And it has a polarized plug on it, very similar to what this Zenith porthole right behind it uses. Something like that. I wonder if they're compatible. Only two manufacturers I can think of that did that. However, the other end is not polarized. So, I mean, did people even have polarized outlets in the late 40s? I don't know. We gotta do something about this. I could cut off the ends of this and splice a new plug on, or I have some of the old-timey type where you can, they meant to come apart and you can attach wires to it. I might do that, but the cord, generally it's in pretty good shape. Natural rubber, I imagine. But it is a little mushed right here. On the other hand, if I do want to take it apart, I've been studying this, it's all riveted together. But it looks like I could pry these 4 tabs up, and then this eyelet is soldered to the body. So it might not be too hard to take this apart and then run a new cord into it and put it back together. So I will attempt that. If it seems like it's working, I'll continue. Yeah, it's absolutely possible to get it open. Pry up the 4 little tabs, unsolder this on the side, and I'll clean off these lugs. Got a brand new power cord running through here. I'll tie a knot in it and solder up the 2 wires. And of course, I am using the classic underwriter knot for strain relief knot. Special kind of knot developed to prevent you from being able to pull out the cord and not strain the wire. And there we go. Nice new 8-foot long cord installed. Alright, finally have the set all back together. I talked about using Howard's feed and wax, I think, in the last installment. After letting it set up a bit, I buffed it out. Been buffing it out again after final reassembly here. Gives it a nice mellow look, but you will want to reapply this periodically, maybe every 6 months, every 12 months, something like that. Let's see, I replaced the missing wing nut on the back of the front. So it's on there very securely now. Got the knobs back on the channel plate. And I realize now that, no, this is not the original knob. The original probably had a matching RCA knob that goes with these. That's not the original tuner. And this knob set fits very nicely on this tuner. I don't think the original would have. So I left it on there. You know, it's part of the set's history. Performance-wise, well, let's wait till the commercials end, because you get a bit of a buzz with that harsh content. It's a common problem with vintage sets. But while you're watching the actual programming, it's just fine. In fact, this set has maybe the best sound of all the sets I've been doing recently. It's down almost all the way right now. And it sounds really, really good. Not a lot having the sound come out of the side of the set, not the front. But, you know, it's a trade-off. If you want the set to be smaller, you got to put the speaker somewhere else. And performs really, really well. Alrighty. So that is going to be it for the Emerson 571 restoration project. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You will be seeing another one of these, because I have one of my own that's a bit of a mess. It had been recapped and well worked over and modified. So I took a lot of reference info. I'll work it on this set. Hopefully I can get mine all back and looking and working as nicely as this set does. So, hope you guys enjoyed this project. A little bit different design, kind of weird, but
I just checked into the Mark Hopkins.
fantastically well performing set.
The deal's still hanging fire. I can't walk away from it. It's much too important.